It's a living island, at least 25 miles across. 2 minutes ago, we watched it inhale an entire aircraft carrier.
We face a threat big enough to wipe us off the Earth.
When Justice League, The New Frontier arrived in 2008, it stood out as a unique animated film that captured the heart of DC Comics' golden and silver ages with a sense of reverence and maturity. Adapted from Darwyn Cooke's acclaimed comic book miniseries, the film managed to blend historical realism with superhero mythology, creating a story that felt both nostalgic and profound. It wasn't just a movie about heroes fighting evil, it was about a world in transition, set against the backdrop of the Cold War, political fear, and the rise of a new generation of hope. The film introduced audiences to a period where distrust and division threatened to tear the world apart, and only the unification of heroes could bring light to the darkness. The story begins at a time when superheroes are viewed with suspicion, many having been forced into retirement or hiding. The tension of post-war America echoes throughout, as paranoia and nuclear fears define the era. Superman represents the old guard, the symbol of unwavering hope, while new figures like The Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Hal Jordan rise to meet a new kind of challenge. Each hero embodies the spirit of change, evolution, and courage in a society unsure of what to believe in anymore. The way the film transitions from individual stories to a grand unifying narrative is part of what gives it such emotional power. Every character arc feels like a reflection of humanity's struggle to overcome fear and find purpose again. Hal Jordan's storyline is especially central. His journey from a war pilot haunted by his experiences to becoming Green Lantern captures the essence of heroism in the face of inner turmoil. He's portrayed not just as a soldier or space cop, but as a man who learns to channel his willpower to bring peace and unity. Alongside him, Martian Manhunter's character provides a deeply emotional layer, representing the loneliness of being an outsider in a strange world. His struggle to understand humanity, and eventually to fight for it, gives the film its moral soul. The Flash, voiced with youthful energy and optimism, becomes the bridge between cynicism and hope, symbolizing the belief that even one person's courage can make a difference. Visually, the movie pays tribute to the art and design sensibilities of the 1950s. Every frame feels handcrafted with care. The bold colors, vintage character designs, and smooth animation reflect Cooke's original comic style. The aesthetic feels like a living comic book, blending modern animation techniques with a timeless art direction. The look of the film evokes nostalgia for a simpler time, yet the themes are strikingly mature and reflective of real-world fears. It's not just a superhero movie, but a period piece that uses the lens of fantasy to explore the very human desire for progress and peace. The voice cast brought an incredible amount of depth to their roles. Each performance feels carefully tuned to capture both the optimism and the tension of the story's setting. Superman's calm authority, Batman's brooding determination, Wonder Woman's fierce independence, and the camaraderie that slowly builds between them all form the emotional backbone of the film. These portrayals remind audiences why the Justice League remains such an iconic team, not because they are perfect, but because they find strength in unity despite their differences. The film's tone balances action with reflection. While there are breathtaking battle sequences and high-stakes moments against the cosmic threat known as the Center, the real focus remains on the characters' inner conflicts and their growth. Every punch thrown and every line of dialogue carries emotional weight, driven by the idea that heroism isn't about power, it's about courage and compassion in the face of uncertainty. The pacing keeps the story engaging, weaving multiple storylines together without losing focus on its central theme of unity. One of the most remarkable things about Justice League: The New Frontier is how it redefines the idea of a team origin story. Instead of heroes simply coming together to fight a villain, it's about their collective evolution, their realization that working alone is not enough in a world filled with fear and mistrust. Each hero learns something vital about themselves and each other. Superman's faith in humanity, Batman's strategic intellect, Wonder Woman's unshakable sense of justice, and Green Lantern's newfound courage all blend into a powerful message. Unity is the greatest strength of all. This emotional foundation elevates the film beyond a typical superhero adventure. The music score further enhances the experience, blending orchestral grandeur with subtle emotional cues. It captures the patriotic yet somber tone of the era, giving weight to every moment of triumph and loss. The music swells as the heroes finally come together, creating a sense of hope that feels earned, not forced. It's a score that perfectly mirrors the spirit of the story: classic, inspiring, and deeply human. The narrative also explores how society perceives its heroes. The film doesn't shy away from showing the darker side of heroism: the mistrust, government oversight, and fear of power that echo real-world tensions. This layer of realism grounds the story, making the triumph of the Justice League feel even more meaningful. The hero's journey isn't just about defeating an alien threat, it's about reclaiming humanity's belief in itself. The resolution brings all these threads together beautifully, showing how sacrifice, understanding, and cooperation can overcome even the most terrifying adversities. Justice League: The New Frontier also works as a bridge between generations of DC storytelling. It connects the optimism of the Golden Age with the complexity of the modern age, offering something for both longtime fans and newcomers. It reminds audiences of a time when superhero stories were not just about spectacle, but about ideals, courage, justice, and the fight for a better world. Every scene feels infused with that spirit, giving the film a timeless quality that continues to resonate years after its release. The film's final moments carry a quiet but powerful message. As the heroes stand united, there's a sense that the world has turned a corner, that even in an age of fear and division, hope can still prevail. This ending captures the very soul of what the Justice League stands for: not perfection, but perseverance. The message feels especially relevant today, as it speaks to the idea that unity and understanding are the keys to overcoming the challenges that divide us. Even though it was released as a direct-to-video feature, Justice League: The New Frontier earned immense respect for its storytelling, artistry, and emotional depth. It proved that animated superhero films could be as thoughtful and cinematic as any live-action blockbuster. Its influence can be felt in later DC animated projects, which continued exploring mature themes through bold visual styles and emotional writing. The film set a benchmark for what animated comic adaptations could achieve both in storytelling and in honoring their source material. Justice League: The New Frontier remains a shining example of how superhero stories can reflect the human experience. It's about fear and courage, loss and rebirth, and the belief that even in the darkest times, there is always a chance for a new beginning. The way it captures the essence of the DC universe, with all its iconic heroes, ideals, and struggles, makes it one of the most emotionally rewarding entries in the animated lineup. It stands as a cinematic love letter to the legacy of heroes and to the enduring power of hope. The film doesn't rely on excessive dialogue or exaggerated spectacle. Instead, it lets the visuals, music, and character moments carry the weight. The symbolism throughout, from the rise of the Jet Age to the dawning of a new era of heroes gives the movie a poetic rhythm. It's a story about transformation, both for the characters and for humanity itself. By the end, the Justice League feels less like a team of extraordinary individuals and more like a reflection of what humanity could be at its best. United, brave, and endlessly hopeful. Years later, Justice League, The New Frontier, continues to be remembered for its artistry, emotion, and respect for the source material. It's not just a superhero tale, it's a reflection of an era, a message of resilience, and a celebration of the timeless fight for justice. It captures that rare balance between nostalgia and progress, reminding audiences why these heroes still matter. In every frame, it honors the past while looking toward the future, standing as a beautifully crafted tribute to the legacy of the Justice League and the enduring power of unity.